What's up guys, Otaku Wrestling Fan here, this week after skipping last week because I was on holidays to review tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. The show starts off with Roman Reigns heading to the wrestling ring, and he goes down there and he gets showered by an ocean of boos. Down now, now now, now now, now now. Chuck this man a life jacket please, he's going to drown. All of a sudden, we get Team Kevin and Chris and Kevin! And then they have a whose dick is bigger contest, which ends up resulting in Chris Jericho having to defend the US title later on tonight in the show so that Roman can look strong and become a dual champion. Back from commercial break and we have Cesaro with Sheamus versus Gallows with Mr. Anderson. Stuff happens, we get an ad break, we come back from the ad break, and we find out that Sheamus has chased Mr. Anderson out of the ring. Well, ringside. Ringside. Does it really freaking matter? I suppose it does, because technically one's in the ropes and one's not in the ropes. But I digress. Anderson's no longer there. Sorry, I stuffed that up. Anderson is no longer there because he got chased away by Sheamus. And then stuff happens. Anderson comes back, distracts Cesaro, and then Gallows picks up the win. Foley backstage on the phone to Steph, who is probably on the other end of the phone funneling her lady balls. Sami Zayn comes in and asks how he gets entered into the Royal Rumble. Mick Foley is about to tell him that he's in, but no, Steph has another idea, and she says that he has to earn it tonight by facing Seth Rollins. He then gets told to leave the room and for Mick to take her off loudspeaker. Back from commercial break, we have an interview between the lovable idiot Bayley and Corey Graves. It turns out that Bayley is a face, not a heel. So just so you know, Bayley, the lovable idiot, is a face and not a heel. After this, we have Mick Foley going into Seth Rollins' locker room where he tells Seth that he has a match against Sami Zayn, and if Sami beats Seth, he gets Seth's spot in the Royal Rumble. Seth Zayn defeats Sami Rollins when Triple H's music hit, allowing Seth Zayn to roll up Sami Rollins. Sami Rollins is pissed. Foley backstage on the phone to Steph, who is probably on the other end of the phone funneling her lady balls. Sami Zayn comes in and asks how he gets entered into the Royal Rumble. Mick Foley is about to tell him that he's in, but no, Steph has another idea, and she says that he has to earn it tonight by facing Seth Rollins. He then gets told to leave the room and for Mick to take her off loudspeaker. Back from commercial break, we have an interview between the lovable idiot Bayley and Corey Graves. It turns out that Bayley is a face, not a heel. So just so you know, Bayley, the lovable idiot, is a face and not a heel. After this, we have Mick Foley going into Seth Rollins' locker room where he tells Seth that he has a match against Sami Zayn, and if Sami beats Seth, he gets Seth's spot in the Royal Rumble. Seth Zayn defeats Sami Rollins when Triple H's music hit, allowing Seth Zayn to roll up Sami Rollins. Sami Rollins is pissed. Seth Seethings is backstage Rollins and runs into General Manager Mick Foley, who he thinks knows that the Triple H thing was going to take place. But no, Mick's a good guy and says Stephanie must know someone in the production team. Well, it would only make sense considering she's apparently in charge of Raw, being the commissioner, and her father has only ran the WWE for the last few decades. Would only just make sense that she might know somebody in production. Just tiny little bit of a coincidence there that maybe she knows someone, but nah, I'm pretty sure she doesn't. I mean, who would want to hang out with McMahon? It's not like they're the boss or anything. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Now that I've said it out loud, it just doesn't make any sense that Stephanie would know someone in production. So Seth Seethings rolls away from Mick. Y2J, Chris Jericho versus Roman Reigns in a US title match. I feel like I've seen this before, but I can't seem to think of where. Anyway, Kevin Owens is on commentary and he says all the things that Jericho is great at. Being a good friend, being a champion, being a wrestler, being a lover? What about a buddy? A fluffer? A porn star? No, I think I'm just going to stick with fluffer. I think Jericho is the best fluffer. But anyway, Reigns wins via DQ. Yay! That means Jericho's still champion. And then Kevin Owens gets in the ring and tries to put Roman Reigns into the shark cage. Why the frig do I watch this every week? I mean, we all know that Roman's just going to break out because you need to look Roman looks strong, end up locking either Chris or Kevin into the steel cage. Most likely Kevin, since Jericho's going to be in there on Sunday. The thing will raise, and then Roman will beat down whoever's left on the ground. Let's see if that happened. Kevin tries to put Roman into the shark cage. Roman somehow escapes and then locks Kevin into the shark cage. The cage then raises, and then Jericho gets beaten down by Roman. Hey, look at me, my predictions were right because you need to make Roman look strong. After the commercial break, we come back and Owens is being lowered down out of the shark cage. And then we get told by an interview chick that I'm not sure who it was that Roman's and Kevin's match on Sunday will be no disqualification with Jericho in the shark cage. Naturally, Owens flips out by screaming at the interview chick, who I'm not sure who it was. Owens' music plays and then the segment ends. Cruiserweight time and I was eating lunch. I had Meat Lover's Pizza. It was delicious. New Day backstage heading to the ring. Back from commercial, New Day heading to the ring. New Day is in the ring doing New Day things, and then they get interrupted by Enzo and Cass because he's a certified G and a bona fide stud. They then get interrupted by Rusev and Jinder Mahal, who then gets interrupted by Titus O'Neil, who then says that they have another 8-man tag match or some crap, and their partner is Braun Strowman. Yep, that sums up that entire segment. Not much to it. After Braun Strowman pins Enzo Amore, who was a certified G and maybe a bona fide stud because she couldn't teach that, Big Show comes out. Well, it's the Big Slow. And he's having fun. Stare down ensues between Braun Strowman and the Big Show. Braun Strowman leaves. Big Show is in the ring, and they play, well, it's the Big Slow. And then New Day come up and take him to the announce table. And then Cole makes a joke about maybe the announce table breaking, since he's there on that platform. Because he's fat and the Big Slow. What has happened to New Day since they lost those tag titles? It almost seems like they've become boring. Like, they've lost pretty much all of their momentum, maybe? I don't know, it's something. That's pretty much it. We then get the other half of the interview between Stripper Flair and Corey Graves, which turns out that Stripper is not only a Flair, but also a heel. The shocking revelation, Stripper Flair is actually a heel. Oh my god! Followed by a squash match between a fat bitch versus a jobber bitch, which results in a slow bitch pinning the jobber bitch, and then Sasha bitch coming out and beating up Tubbs bitch with her crutch. Oldberg on his way down to the ring, where he comes down and announces that the road to the Intercontroversial title goes through Royal Rumble, where he will win by eliminating 29 other men and then go on to face either Roman Reigns or Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Shortly after that time we have Paul Heyman appear, who then promotes the Royal Rumble, again because you've got to remember the Rumble, followed by Brock Lobster appearing and going into the ring, face to face with Oldberg. The lights go black, followed by the sound of an ominous gong. The Undertaker appears and goes face to face with the Beast Incarnate and Oldberg. Oldberg and Brock Lobster decide to face off with the Undertaker, which then results in the Beast Incarnate looking like he's going to crap himself being face to face with Oldberg and the Deaf Man. And that's Raw. Yeah, it was average, just like always. I really question myself from week to week why I watch this stuff. Otaku Wrestling Fan out.